Are you depressed? Then here's the perfect medicine. Here are 10 wholesome romance anime you must watch. Let's go. Number 10, Kubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible.
見ちゃった。
久保さん消してお願い。
やだよ。
How do you make an anime about a shy introvert wholesome? You add a popular girl to it. Meet Junita, a guy who wants to enjoy his youth, but he can't. Why? Because he's barely being noticed by his classmates. But since this is an anime, he has a beautiful girl who notices her existence. Does this mean these two live happily ever after? No. The thing is, this girl is Takagi-san 2.0. She loves to tease the guy and have some fun.
白石くんさ。なんでわかんないかな。
結局飲むんだ。
そんな白石くんには罰ゲームです。
Yep, this formula has been done for, let's see, 1, 2, 3 times now, but it still doesn't get old. The anime also has a very simple yet wholesome art style, and the voice acting and everything seem to match that tone perfectly well. This is currently being released, so if you love this show, you can start binge watching the episodes that have been released. Number 9, A Galaxy Next Door.
私、アシスタント希望の五色しおりと申します。
うまい。それにすごく綺麗だ。
Hold on, I know this isn't released yet, but it's coming out this April, so you might as well add this to your watch list. And the manga that is based on is pretty wholesome, so if the anime does the manga justice, we can watch a nice and wholesome family show about a guy babysitting his 2 siblings while drawing manga with his beautiful assistant.
友人としてはおすすめ物件です。
友人から始まる関係性の発展も素敵。
The premise here is simple. Here we have a guy named Ichiro Kuga who draws manga for a living, but after his father's death, he finds it hard to do the job and maintain his family at the same time. Along comes a girl named Shiori Goshiki who is both beautiful and talented, but then things turn upside down when she proposes to him and asks to be married. Will they be married? Watch the anime and find out. Number 8, The Way of the House Husband.
あと、まあ、ほんとこれ全然いいんだけど、これ持ってるやつだわ。持ってるやつだ。
Netflix and anime is a very controversial topic. Sometimes it's so good it deserves every award, and sometimes it's so bad you need to slap them in the face. This anime is good because it has some great juxtapositions. What happens when you put the most fearful gangster with a hard-working office lady? Marry them together, and it won't take our gangster long to turn into an eccentric house husband.
Happy birthday, dear Miku. Happy birthday to you.
This anime sure got a lot of hate because of its animation, and even I first had my doubts when I watched the first episode, but after a while you get used to it. I don't know if this was a budget issue or a style of art direction, but either way, you go here for the wholesome comedy and not the animation. Number 7, Adachi to Shimamura.
いないからあんなところにいるのかなって思ってた。足立は？友達いる？島村くらいかな。
I wouldn't be doing justice if I didn't include a Yuri romance on this list. This anime is about a girl called Adachi, who is best friends with Shimamura, but in a dream she witnesses kissing Shimamura. She soon begins to doubt her friendship with Shimamura as she is overwhelmed by her feelings of love.
足立。よ、今日は遅かったね。あ、いや、もう帰ろうと思ったんだけど、一応。 ピンポン玉の音も聞こえたし。
This might not be the great start of the non-Yuri fans, but this feels like the perfect anime for the Yuri gang out there. The reason why this show stands out a lot is because of the time it takes to develop the relationship between the two characters. Sure, they aren't going to kiss under the cherry blossom tree for a couple of millennia, but at least we can feel the wholesomeness of their relationship. Number 6, when will Ayumu make his move?
そうなんですか？無敵なのに？
なんでこれ選んじゃうかな。
それは無敵という言葉に胸がときめいてしまって。
First anime about wholesome teasing. Wait, is this slowly becoming a trope? Here we meet the first student, Ayumu Tanaka, who joins the Shogi Club. The Shogi Club president, Yurishi Yatome, is thrilled to have another member in the club, but is also determined to teach her underclassmen how to properly play shogi. Ayumu starts to have a crush on his senpai, but he is also careful not to confess to her.
尊敬する先輩と相合い傘ができて嬉しかったです。
Did you know that this was written by the same author as Takagi-san? Sure, it might not have the same vibe to it, but at least we get a lot of wholesome teasing along the way. This isn't going to be a show with a deep plot that discusses some heavy themes. Instead, go watch this show expecting some teasing along with board games. Number 5, I've Always Liked You.
カールズ、
待ってください。逃げるんですか？まだ話は終わって。
話は終わりだ。
Rejection hurts, doesn't it? But what if the girl rejected you because she's too shy? Natsuki Enomoto and Yui Setoguchi are both childhood friends, and from the start, the movie is pretty obvious that the two like each other. So what's holding them from kissing under the cherry blossom tree? Well, the confession. When Natsuki decides to confess to Yui, things go wrong and she passes it off as a practice confession and even friend-zoned him. Ouch!
ずっと前から好きでした。
Now she needs to correct her failed confession and confess back again. Yep, this romance movie is going to be about confessing, so don't expect the two to be a couple within the first 5 minutes of the movie, but this anime does a good job exploring all these teenage feelings for each other. There are even several other couples, so you don't always have to root for the main one. Number 4, Wagnaria.
俺、アルバイトの面接で来まして。
面接の方ですね。
東田と言います。
Time for some workplace comedy. Yep, we get no high schoolers. Wagnaria is the name of the family restaurant our main characters work in. It starts off when this girl called Papura hires this guy called Sota Takanashi to work in a family restaurant. And turns out, it isn't the most wholesome family restaurant a normal guy could work in.
さっさと帰れ。
東田くんのご家族なんですか。いつもお世話になってます。
いやー、こちらこそ大輔が。
This anime isn't shy to show how crazy the cast of characters are. The chefs are crazy, the waitresses are crazy, and the owner is even crazier. And this is what's so refreshing about these characters. They feel original, and since this is not a high school setting, the entire show feels original. If you need a slice of life workplace comedy with crazy chefs and waitresses, this is the show for you. Number 3, The Angel Next Door Spoils Me Rotten.
それ食べられると美味しいは違うやつな気がする。
楽しみにしといてね。
What is it like to have the perfect housemaid? She cooks, she cleans, she helps you out, she has a cute face, and most of all, she lives next door. This is another wish fulfillment anime? Yeah, it is. But that doesn't mean this isn't gonna make you feel wholesome. In fact, this is one of the best romance anime to come out this season.
ただいま。
おかえりなさい。
昨日はありがとな。うまかった。
それは良かったです。
お返しは何がいい？
別にお返しを目的にしたわけじゃないですし。
This guy's apartment looks like hell, and he's also suffering from a bad flu. So when he helps out a girl named Maru, she decides to help him back by doing the daily chores. The plot's simple, the characters are simple, and the art style is way too good for a romance anime. If you need to see the perfect girlfriend, then give this one a go. Number 2, Tonikawa.
せっかく助けてあげたのに、一つしかない命は大切にしなさい。
これシャンプーの匂いかな。女の子ってこんないい匂いのする生き物なんだ。
Truck-kun finally helps out a man by giving him a wife. This guy gets hit by a truck, and when he thinks about how he's gonna die, a mysterious girl saves him. The guy confesses to her. She says, "Okay, I'll marry you in a few years." A few years later, she appears in front of his door with a marriage certificate. They get married, they live together, and that's the end of the story.
湯崎司か。うんうん、新しい私の名前。 なかなか良い響きだ。
Yeah, there isn't much tension here, but that is exactly why this anime feels so wholesome. It's less about love rivalries and more about a cute couple living in the same apartment while having awkward moments. Torikawa promises to make you feel wholesome, and it keeps that promise. Season 2 is coming soon, so if you haven't watched this, binge watch it and be ready. Number 1, Tsurezure Children.
古谷くんが可愛いから。
もうこの話終わり。
まだ答え聞いてないわ。
でも僕が答えようとしたらまた笑うでしょ。
Anime can't get more wholesome than this. Here, we have tons of couples, and all of them have trouble confessing to each other. Tsurezure Children is not a hardcore romance anime that is for everyone, but is a coming-of-age romance anime that should be watched by everyone. It perfectly knows how to encapsulate those teenage emotions really well, and since we're focusing on different characters with different personalities, we get to see different kinds of love stories.
それもいいね。
Everything from the art style to the dialogue to the characters feel way too wholesome, and the anime does a good job exploring the relationships of each couple. If you had a relationship with someone back in your childhood, then this anime will hit you hard in the heart because you'll find a lot of things to relate to. And even if you don't have any relationship like that, the characters of this anime are there to perfectly convey that feeling of being in love. So watch it, otherwise my rambling will go to waste.